Okay, so basically this video is about changing the head gaskets on a Mercedes-Benz 1991 500SL. So first thing I did, I have it jacked up because I drained the coolant, and okay, this right here is 5mm hex wrench, removing the engineering wiring harness clip. So unscrew these and it goes this direction, like this. Okay, so you gotta remember that. Trapezoid part points towards the outside of the car. Alright, well, this stupid little line just cracked, broke easily. So we're gonna have to fix that. Gotta pop this sucker off. So this sucker, I just got him right here. That's where he goes. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I'm gonna do the right side first, since when I compression tested the right side, this one was like 60-70-ish, and this one went up to like 150 just on the initial first turnover, while all the other ones are around 100-120. So this one's getting like all the excess from here is going to this one, so cylinder one's going to 2. My guess is that the gasket, part of the gasket between these two cylinders is busted. So we're going to try to change the gasket. Now to get to the gasket we got to take a bunch of stuff off here. Already took the air vent stuff off. Had to take off this, I think it's like a fuel air, I don't know, crank line, whatever, escape hose. Took that hose off. Took out the spark plugs, took off the spark plug, what do you call them, ignition cables. Now we gotta take off the bolts around the cylinder head cover. So this whole thing's a cylinder head cover. And we took off the little plastic piece that was right here. Just pop that sucker off. So yeah, so according to the manual here, right side has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them. Alright, so we're gonna go around and take them all off, one by one. So there's 9 of those all the way around. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this right here is the alternator. So I had to take out this bolt. It goes through here to here, like here, let me show you. This sucker goes up like that. So I took out that bolt, and then there's another one right here. Can't really see it because it's dark, but it's right here. Now the thing that's a pain in the butt is to get to that one, you have to take off the fan. And the fan, 8mm hex wrench that goes into the little fan attachment here. 8mm, put it in there, and you got to hold on to the pulley while you're turning it because it's connected, so that pops off. Oh no, I don't want to lose the screw. And then these guys just pop right off. You just screw them off, and then you get the pulley part. So that's the pulley that goes to the fan. Actually, it goes like this, flips over onto there, but you got to get that fan off first. Once you get the fan off, then you can unscrew the alternator bolts, because these guys got to be loose, I guess, in order to get to the cylinders. All right, so we're gonna take those off. OCD kicked in and didn't want to have bolts not going to the right spot, so numbering the bolts, so the same bolt goes into the same hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Alright, I'm gonna put the bolts in little baggies and then it should be okay. So take it off. Alright, took all the bolts out. All these bolts are the same size. They're 30mm bolts, except for this one down here, this one, That one's only 30 millimeters in length. This guy up here is actually the longest one. It's 45 millimeters in length, and these are only 35 millimeters in length. So you got a 31 down here and a 45 and a 35. So there's 3 different sizes of bolts. That's why you don't want to get them mixed up. Basically they're all the same except for this top one and that one. Long one, short one. Alright, now I just gotta get this thing off, but man, dude, I can't get the cylinder head cover off. See, there's a gasket right here. It goes around the whole thing, so I don't know if someone like sealed it in or if it's just really, really tight fit. I think I'm gonna try to wedging a screwdriver right here. Oh, this is going to take 2 hands, I think. Let me see if I can pull it. Oh, it's loose now. Okay. Cylinder head. Cover. Oh, frick, I'm stuck on these freaking cables right here. Whoop, alright, need 2 hands for this. Alright, I got it off. There's the cover. It's the inside of the cover, obviously. I guess it's not too bad. I was hoping there wasn't like a ton of sludge, and it doesn't look like there's a ton of sludge. Pretty clean. There's the timing chain, camshafts. Those are the head bolts. Got new head bolts because I gotta put in the new head gasket. That's where spark plugs go down in those holes, meaning that hole, that hole, that hole, and what else? Oh, cool! These are the what are they? The camshaft oiler tubings. It looked like online most of these are plastic. I guess in my car they're metal. This is a 1991 R129 M119 engine. So I guess in the 1991 they had metal ones, or maybe whoever the previous owner switched to the metal camshaft oiler tubes. But the good thing about the metal ones is they don't break. I think I read online that the plastic ones, like the little cover things, pop off the ends or something like that. I don't know. I don't know much about that. Alright, well, proceed to the next step in the manual. Okay. Next step is to take the bracket off the actuator. You got 1, 2, 3, one right here, which is a pain in the butt to get to. 4, and there's a bolt underneath this thing. Underneath this. 5 is actually a bolt, it's not a Allen wrench. These are a number 6 Allen wrench. 1, 2, 3, 4. See it right there? And then the bolt is right there. Alright, well, I gave up on this bolt because it was impossible. I did not want to take this off because it's full of fluid. So I just took these 2 bolts out and that should be okay. Now I'm going to take off these guys, which are the distributor ignition cables or something like that. Can't exactly remember. I think they're the, oh yeah, the high voltage distributor. So I think it helps with the firing of the right cylinder at the right time. So I'm going to take those off. Okay, so the distributors, I numbered them because I didn't want to get them mixed up. 1 here on the top, and then it goes across, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 on the bottom. Alright, so I gotta take these off and then take this cover piece, this black piece right here, gotta pop that off. Then we'll be able to access like there's 2 camshafts right here, and that's the little, I don't know what you call them, the bracket things that hold the camshafts in, so I gotta take those off. But these I think have to go in a certain order, so I didn't want to mix them up, and so I just used tape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so after looking at the distributor a little bit more closely, I don't think I have to take these things off anymore. There's a bolt right here, there's another one under there, and there's one more right in here, right in there, that I just take off, those 3, and then I can get this whole piece off. So I'm going to try that first. Alright, see this sucker just pops off. I put tape over the bolts so I don't lose the bolts. And then, there we go. So voila, this piece is up. Separated, I guess. Just let it kind of hang there. And then for the cover. The cover's next. Cover, so got that cover off the distributor. Now it's this cover, 1A, covers, remove. Alright, looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 bolts in that thing. Let's do it. Okay, got the cover off. Covers 3 bolts along the bottom, top, side, 5mm Allen wrench. So here's that. Now, gotta get this sucker off right here. That would be number 3 and 4, which are the distributor rotor and the follower. So we gotta get those off. 3 and 4. Right there. Distributor cover, 3 bolts. This sucker came off, and it was a 3mm Allen wrench. 3mm Allen wrench. Alright, we'll proceed to the next step. 5mm Allen wrench right here, and oh, don't want to lose the bolt. It just comes out like that. There it is. So we're getting there. What goes with this, probably put in the same Ziploc bag. Proceed. Alright. Make sure you disconnect the, what's it called? This guy right here. And pop them off. That's your connector of your solenoid or your camshaft adjuster right here. Then we got to take the front cover off. There's, from what I can tell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we gotta pop off. Alright, here it is. The front cover was right here, came off, boom. See the bolts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. That's the piece of the front cover. Okay. Now we start working on the whole timing system and stuff. And I'm starting to lose my light. yesterday. Now, I've only taken one of the cylinder head covers off, so I gotta take the other one off. I gotta take this one off, because the next step is making sure that the chain and the camshafts are timed correctly with the main crankshaft down here. There's a little marking on it. It's supposed to be at 45 degrees. Can't see it too well, it's kind of dark, but I gotta line that up to 45, and then in here there's little guide tubes right here and here, and that lines up with the camshaft, so that's how you know it's in line. So I gotta take off the other one so that all four of the camshafts are in line, because if they're off, then your engine's going to be screwed up. So project for right now is to take off this cylinder head cover. That's what we're going to do. Alright, so we're going to pop the sugar cover off, just pop it right there, and then it just kind of angles over like that, and slides out, just like that. Alright, now we have access to the bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's going to be the hard one. And then this one down here, that may be hard too. 7, 8, 9. So we got to figure out how to take this air crankcase tubing off. Alright, crankcase ventilation line removal. Just put a screwdriver right here. Sorry, not used to my new phone camera. Loosen up that. Come on. Geez, that thing's on there pretty dang good, which is super long. There we go. Okay, got it. Alright. Okay, fine. Sweet. Now for the bolt. Alright, so I got all the bolts out of this. Can't take it out because I got to remove these two fuel lines right here. It's stuck underneath it, so I got to take those off. Okay, so fuel lines, I just loosened them up right here and just kind of angled it up because I couldn't get that second one off. So, but it gave me a lot of space underneath now, and got it off. Excuse me. Now I got to make sure the timing is okay and mark the camshafts and the chain. That's the next step. Okay, so I got the timing thing kind of figured out. Marked camshafts with the chain so I know where they go. I did all four of them. The timing is a little off. I can't get the bolts, these bolts like this one right here. Can't get them all to go through the holes when it's at when it's turned at 45 degrees. Right now it's at like 44 because I got this one in, and then in the manual it says to get that one in so that when you loose the chain tensioner, when you take the chain tensioner off, that this chain doesn't jump here on the exhaust cam. So that one's in the hole. Now I got to do the chain tensioner. I got to take this piece off, and then it's underneath here. I got to unscrew it. Okay, so this piece, don't even know what it is a pain in the freaking butt to get off. got this bolt loose and then taking out this one. There's another one that's right here. Got that one. And there's this freaking stupid Allen one right here. See it? Right there. This one. Freaking stripped that thing. Couldn't get it off. So we're gonna try to just keep this thing on and just go to the chain tensioner under here. See if I can even get it down. You can even see anything. Probably not. Anyways, I already took one of the bolts out from the chain tensioner guide. Right here. It was like underneath up in here. Super hard angle to see. Yeah, I can make it brighter. Yeah, I don't know. Let me grab the flashlight real quick. Alright. Yes, so I took that bolt out. Now I gotta take that nut off, and that, I believe, is the chain tensioner. Alright, so I gotta still take that nut off, but I got the bolt out. 13mm. Okay, this is the chain tensioner. I just pulled it out from under there, under here. There was a nut on this one, right there. A nut and then a bolt. Both of them were 13mm. There's the nut with the washer. There's the bolt. Okay. So that just came out of there, and then the chain, I saw the chain get loose, so sweet. Alright, now we gotta remove the guide rails. This right here is the guide rail. This piece I already popped it off, but basically what you gotta do is you gotta pop. There's two brackets underneath, this one and this one, these two, and then there's these four on the top. So you gotta pop. I can squeeze it back in here. You gotta pop these four off the little lips, and then the two lower brackets you'll see them. They'll be right in here. You just push them out. I just pushed them with a screwdriver. Just be careful not to break them. So yeah, so I pop the front cover. Now I got to unbolt the second part. All right, now to take the rest off, you just unbolt this one and this bolt, 5mm Allen wrench, and then it just pops off. All right, so I just unbolted those two bolts that slid out. It's broken right here. Mine is. See, that piece is busted off. It's supposed to be solid plastic, so I may have to replace this part. Yep. So it came out right there. Alrighty. Alright, so now we have to remove the camshaft sprockets. So we're going to do the exhaust sprocket first. 3 bolts, 1, 2, 3. They are a torque 30. Alright, 5-star. No, 6-star. Torque 30. Let's take the sprocket off. Alright, so I just took off the exhaust camshaft sprocket. Just lifted the chain right off of it. So there's the sprocket. Those are the bolts. And I have the marking so I know how it lines up. Alright, next step here is to remove the camshaft adjuster. It's this thing. This whole thing. And it looks to be pretty complicated. There's a lot of little pieces and stuff that we got to be careful with. So, start out by putting this sucker on here, wrench on there, hold that, and then there's a bolt in there we got to take out. And we'll just go one step at a time. Alright. I got this thing off. This is the holding armature, I guess. 8mm bolt. Then there's a 29mm nut. right here. So I got that guy off. So now we're down to that. Alright, well, it's starting to rain. Welcome to South Florida. So, gotta wait for it to stop before we continue. So, there we go. Alright, so pop this cover came off of here and pulled the chain off, and now that it's kind of just, there's a spring in here. So that's coming out. And then yeah, I just got to get the rest of this stuff off. Okay, now we're to the point where it gets really crappy. That's removing the intake manifold. You can barely see it because there's so much stuff on top of it. So start by removing the air lines, and we gotta remember what goes what. This one off. It has 3 brown stripes on it. 2. That goes there. This one, which is a gray white one. God. It's hard to get this on video really good. That one goes there. Right there. So boom, boom. Here's another one. Right here. Gotta take that one off. Don't want to break these lines. I know they're kind of brittle. Probably need to be replaced. Oh, jeez. This line. I think we have to go with the tape method. Alright, now I'm going to take off this cable right here. It connects to 5 things. That, and this. So I just want to remember what those look like. Oh, and this thing. 5 things. Boom, 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 boom. Gotta take them off. Just joking, there's actually only 4 things. 4 things on that. Got that one off. This is a separate one. Okay, so that goes there. Alright, just unplug this hose from there. So that goes there. Alright. Gonna take this piece off right here. It's the tubing that goes to here. That tube, there's a little bracket piece right here that holds on these 2 tubes with this bolt. So I unscrewed that bolt, unscrewed this bolt. It's really 1, 2, and this right here. So that's separated, so this all should come out in one piece. I just gotta pop these off, this off, that off. Okay, so I unscrewed the bolts. I also had to unscrew this fuel line here on the front. This piece just comes out like that. Don't forget about this line here. So whenever we're putting that back, that actually travels underneath. And and I think it goes around like that and then back around over here. Alright. These guys pop off maybe. Okay, so I separated this electrical clip from there. Looks like that. Goes right there. Then I unscrewed all of these. Fuel, injector lines. I'm going to try to take this whole thing off. Alright, I separated this electrical clip thing right here. This one came off of this piece. Alright, the project continues. Day 3. We have light again. So, getting ready to take off this piece. So what I had to do here, just so I remember, start up here, detached this hose, and this one actually connects right there. I couldn't get this one off, but this one connects down here. Alright, there's a piece down in here, little bolt that goes right there, and then this hose connects right there in the side. What else? I took off all these. There's this piece, didn't have bolts on it, so it just kind of comes off. I'll have to deal with this later. But it does sit up on top of that. This one was stuck on here, so I took it off here. And I think that's it for this top piece. Alright, so now we got that off. This piece is connected to a air hose on the bottom, vacuum line or whatever. Tubing runs under here, comes up right here, over here. So it comes under here, over here, boom. That's the one that I broke. So that one actually is the one that goes to the back of the cylinder head cover. So that just pulled off. And just I can just kind of, well, that's just breaking as I pull it out. Alright, next piece is this right here. We have a white line that goes to the back, and the bottom is this tubing. It's like brown. What color is it? Brown with a black stripe. Brown stripe, black stripe. Connected to the bottom. And then there's an electrical clip here. Where does it run? It runs down here. This connection comes off of here. Then I'm going to dismount this. Alright, this bolt with the washer went over this. That's like the ground, I guess. Taking that off. Next step here is loosen these, and this piece with those all come out, and then I already took it out right here. Then the black tubing will come off. So see, and just remember the metal piece rests up on top of this lip. 5mm Allen, and these are kind of all loose pieces, so keep them together. So this just came out of the holes, just like that. Alright, now we're taking off the ignition mounts off the head. So it's one bolt here, one bolt right there. I took that one off already. And then this bolt has a spring that actually goes from here to this hole. So this little hole to this little hole is where this spring goes. I popped that off. And then there's one bolt right there. That should do it. Alright, now we gotta take off this throttle arm. So I just took this little bolt out from here on this side, and then this piece slips off like this. And it's just gonna end up hanging there. And then this should slide off. There's a washer. So I gotta detach it from that side first. Come on. There's not much give in this sucker. Two hands. Alright, so in order to take this off, this off, it's attached to this, which I think is the starter. Could be wrong. Anyways, so there's a bolt or a nut right here in my fingers that goes right over there, and there's a washer. It's right there. Anyways, I'm gonna pop this off. This is gonna slide off, and then when this slides off, everything should slide out. Okay. So boom, that's off. This pops out of the hole right there. And let me see if I can kind of pop this over. Trying to give me some working room here. Just up and over this. Pull it out of there. And pull that out of there. Now I can pull this off. Just to make sure everything's okay here. Got this all spun around funky. I'm going to show how it goes normally. Normally it looks like this. Okay, I just got to remember this because I'll totally forget. So this is what it looks normally. So popping that off, pulling it out of here. Get that piece to come back down again. There we go. I can just slide and pop. Oh, shoot. That piece just dropped. Have to go fishing for that. Anyways, here's the whole bar. Alright, let me go grab that. Alright, so right now I'm trying to loosen up all the screws that or the bolts that are holding in the intake. And so back here, there's these two that hold in a metal bracket, this metal bracket right here. And there's a second little metal bracket that's underneath that bolt. So there's two metal brackets, and there was like a little brace thing that held this cable on right here, but it looks like it snapped off. So taking this bracket off. Alright, so this is the bracket that was right here, right. Let me show you. Right there. On those 2 bolts, 1, 2. So that bracket was right there. That's where it goes. Whew. All right, same thing on this side. There's a bracket, 2 bolts. Focus. Focus. There we go. 2 bolts. 1, 2. I'm gonna take that out. Okay. One last thing I forgot here is this red line. You see where it goes? Way down in there. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that one off now. If I can get it. There you go. Maybe not. Okay, so this, I just separated it from this line. That line like weasels its way underneath the intake, so boom, right there. Alright, so I detached this bolt. I just put it in here for now. I also detached the red vacuum line that was attached right over here. Right under this black nipple right here. And I just kind of shoved it in there. Getting ready to pull the whole intake off. I'm going to try to do it without taking the wiring harness out, because the wiring harness is like a pain in the butt to remove, and I don't want to do that right now. Alright, I just removed this heater core hose. I removed it from here. There's a bracket hanging on there, so that's on the back of the intake. I believe everything is detached from the intake. If I want to take a look at the wiring one more time, that's how it goes. This one actually goes right here. This piece hooks into the thing right here. That's everything on this one. This piece hooks into right here. That piece hooks into here. These 4, there's a video showing that. They hook into some right in here. What else? Let's go to this side for the wiring. This initial hose, the ground cable. This one hooks into the side of that. Let's see here, what else? That's pretty much it. I'm keeping that thing on there. Detached this, I unscrewed that hose from there. So I think that's it. Now I'm gonna one last look at all the wiring. I can pause the video whenever I need to, and then I'm going to try to pull this air intake out. Alright, so it looks like the intake's getting hung up on this hose right here. And that's attached to this, so I undid the bolts, pull them out. Super long bolts. Okay, so I took the bolts out of this. That piece just slides out like that. 3 bolts. Unscrewed that, so now the intake should come out. Okay, so I almost got it out, but then I got hung up on something. See that cable? It's attached onto this side. The black air hose is attached right there. Okay. And then I gotta take off that electrical piece. Yeah. So basically, I gotta take off this and that. Alright, there it is. Got the whole intake manifold taken out. There's the gasket. Got replacements for both sides. Voila. There's the intake manifold. Holy crap, that took like a whole day just to take that thing out. So, sweet. Alright, now that we have the intake off, there's a bolt that's right here on the back of the dipstick that's holding it into the cylinder head. And this is the bolt, 5mm. It's a pain to get to because the wall right here, the firewall's in the way, but I managed to get it out. After that, the next step is to loosen up all the exhaust bolts. So I've gone ahead and I've loosened most of them. I still got a couple left. Alright, so I was able to get this bolt out, and now I'm going to take this piece off here. 3 bolts. The one that was stuck, I think, came out of here. But yeah, so I got that off. Woo-hoo. Now for the cylinder head. Well, I still have to get the exhaust manifold off. I just took this piece off of right here because I need to take the chain off completely. Also, the 10 cylinder head bolts have all been loosened up, as well as the bolts for the exhaust manifold. Those were very hard to get undone, especially these down here because of everything in the way. I guess ideally the engine's supposed to be taken out of the car to do that part, but I was able to finagle it. Alright, so here's an update on the head gasket replacement. Day number 5. Day number 4, yesterday, basically spent the whole day loosening up all these, and I still don't think I was able to get these fully loose because this part is not separated all the way. It's kind of, but not really. So I had to go with an alternative plan. And let me grab a tool so I can show you what I'm talking about here. Alright, here's a really long extension. I had to buy some extensions. Down here, oh, you can't see it. Let me get the light for you. See that? See that right there? That, yeah, right there. That is a bolt, and there's one on the other side, and you're able to get underneath the engine, and with long ones, this long of an extension, I was able to loosen up both of those, and that actually separates the whole exhaust manifold from the main exhaust pipe. So that way when I pull out the cylinder head, this exhaust is going to come with it. I'll take this off once I get both of these, when I get this whole chunk out of here. And I'm going to take all these off, then replace the gasket. Clean it up and replace the gasket and put those back on. But right now I'm kind of at a stopping point because my tool, my bit is too long. This bit works on every single one of these except for the guy here in the corner because, see that? I hit the firewall. I can't get it in there. Can't get it in there. Firewall's in the way. So I gotta order a shorter one of these. It's a short one. You know, it's about like that long. Then I'll be able to do it. But this is loose. Watch. I can basically like, lift it pretty much. See it? See it separating there? So it's loose. All I need is to get that last one out, that last head bolt out, and this thing is coming out. So that's where we're at. Day number 5. Stopping point because of this. I gotta order this online and it'll come in the mail. Okay, so finally got the cylinder bolts out. Got the new socket in the mail. Almost have this thing cylinder head off, so you can see it separated there. That's the old gasket still there. The chain. All I'm trying to do now is there's this stupid dumb electrical cable. Geez, I don't know if you can see it. See it right there in the middle of the screen, right? Focus on it. That thing. That cable right there. That cable's attached to the flipping cylinder head. So I'm trying to get it undone with a 5mm hex wrench. Oh, gosh, it's freaking hard. Okay, cylinder head is off. That's the block right there, 4 cylinders on one side. There it is. There's the underneath. I gotta clean this all up. I think the problem was the cylinder too. You look and see, like, these are light. These 2 valves are lighter, and those are really dark, and all the other 4 are lighter. I think the issue is with that second one. But anyways, got that sucker off. Back feels like it's gonna break in half. This thing, you have to slide around it. Pull the chain out and slide around it. It's like a pain in the butt. Don't forget that this is actually screwed onto the bottom of it. I didn't even know that. So I'm pulling this thing out and it's not moving. That's the exhaust pipe. Anyways, let's see here. Take a look at this thing. See, that's where the issue was. There and there, it looks like. And there. So if you look at number 2, right here, these 2 holes are really messed up. So my guess is that's maybe why coolant's going into my exhaust, because of these 2 holes. I think I may have bent it just trying to get it out, but no big deal. Okay, so I was actually taking a closer look at this, and this bend right here, I don't think I actually bent that. So these are the 2 coolant chambers that run through the cylinder head and the block, that go to the block. If you flip this over, check this out. Look at that. It's like burnt, and it got bent, so that's where it was leaking. Well, that's good it didn't blow in between, because that's when it gets really bad, but this is nothing too crazy. I'm just praying that the cylinder head isn't warped, because if it is, then we gotta resurface it. So that's where my coolant was leaking into my engine, was right here. Alright, so this is the update. Cleaned off the cylinder head and the block, vacuumed it, aired out the holes, the whole bit. Made sure the surfaces were nice and clean like this. And on the other side, sorry I didn't get a video of it. I did not go and get it resurfaced, so I'm really praying that I didn't really make a bad mistake with that one. I guess if I do, then it's no big deal because I know how to rip the car apart now. So now I'm basically putting it back together. I've already seated it. I've already screwed in the 2 bolts that hook in the exhaust manifold to the exhaust pipe. The exhaust manifold's already attached with the new gasket. New cylinder heads, kept the old washers. It's not new cylinder head bolts. So 2, 4, 6, 8, and then 10, 2 back there. The thing that really sucks with this is when you're taking out these cylinder head bolts, you need to have the long extension and the short. And it's a triple square 12mm socket. Putting it back together, so got this piece. This is the flange shaft that connects to the camshaft. So 3 bolts, one here, 2, 3, size 30 torque, T30. Sorry, it's a T30 Torx screw, and 18 Newton centimeters is the recommended torque with the torque wrench. So I torqued those down to 18, and yeah, that's that.